Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 230. I'll just kick off the intro and be with you in a minute. Truth sounds like hate to those who hate the truth. And some twisted as well. You know who you are. John is watching boxing. Aliens, God knows what they're up to. Going down. Area 51. Hello. Hopefully the sound's working. Good to be back. I'll be back. Be civil on the side. We'll probably have a few moderators around to keep eye on it. No swearing. And let's have some fun. And don't break Google's hate speech, especially. Right, I've got to switch this. Yay, back to the desktop. So who's out there? I guess it's about 30 seconds behind, so 5 likes already. Are you crazy? Yeah, we've got Paul. How's it going? Ireland. Should be evening there for you guys. Just type up the welcome. Next dog's being stirred up by a member of the household, which annoys me. But what can you do? 2:30. So we're just looking at UFO debunks, well, video analysis I should say, and we'll debunk which ones are obvious. What's going on here? My super soon decided to have its own movement. And more. Hey. Susan with us. Who's out there? Any moderators in the house? I did start a couple of minutes early though. Is it sounding alright there? I checked all the mic volumes before I started. For some reason Windows keeps changing it. Something keeps interfering with the USB headset mic. I haven't managed to figure out that one. So my mic was getting lower than everybody else's, and it's already low to start with because it hasn't got the dB boost on it. So yeah, let's kick it off. So you may have noticed taken Shelley's UFO story offline. There's been a bit of drama with that, but hopefully it's better because what I've done is I've split the Earl Grey interview on the front and her story to separate videos now, as you can see, and made some better graphics for it. And I've taken out the bit where it was being set up. So, and she wanted some of the pictures censored, so I tried my best with that. So yeah, see how it goes. Whether it stays up there for life, I don't know. But yeah, let's see, the live stream is the next one here, so that's cool. As you can see, this is what I see on my video page. Also, I did a re-edit of the thumbnail for Robert's story here, which is quite an interesting one if you've not seen it. It's one of the older episodes before we left Hangouts and did it a wee bit better. This story about Rob seeing two ghosts while he was fishing on a pier with lanterns. So I've made a new thumb up for that. It looks pretty cool though. Evil looking dead sailors. So yeah, I'll just post a link to that Twitter feed actually, and you can click the link and watch the story if you've not seen it. So this is about UK ghosts, first-hand accounts. UK seem to have a lot of paranormal stuff happening, don't they? Have all the ancient ones, right? So there we talk about the Romans marching through someone's basement. I know Martin Willis had someone on this week. Who was it now? Chris O'Brien. He was talking about a guitarist in a basement, and he said in March these 9 foot tall or 1.5 foot tall beings wearing military outfits with little hats and just marched past him and went into a wall, and the last one turned around and looked at him with an evil look, turned around and marched through the wall as well. So yeah, he's saying the guy's credible and he wasn't on any drugs and all that sort of stuff, and he thinks it's interdimensional opening where it's passing from one world into our world, which is kind of strange. Stories that you hear like that. So yeah, so we can get rid of that one now. I'll just catch up. We've got Susan there. Sounds good, cool. John, how's it going? All as well, you think? Yeah, well as it can be, John. I have been having a wee bit of a problem with my tummy. Hopefully I don't have to dash off to the toilet. But yeah, it's sort of wearing me down a wee bit. If you're not keeping the food in your system, then you're not getting the energy from it. But yeah, I've got plenty of storage here. Called a belly. So what's the next one? Right, yeah. So when you're going to these other UFO channels, always check out what the category says. As I've posted here about categories. Just shows how serious they are about the UFO field, whether it's just to be making money. So I popped up some examples here if I open it up. So here we got UFO Man. He's growing pretty fast. As you can see, it's not started that long ago, just before I started my channel 2 years prior. But he got big on recycling Tyler's deletions to start with, the leaker videos. You can see here it's listed as film. So film means like a drama, and of course the Social Blade only lists the first part of it. Normally it's film and emanations. So as soon as you see a UFO channel with emanations in the name, you can't take their videos of UFOs seriously, or they're debunking. UFO Proof, another one, listed as entertainment. Obviously he doesn't list himself as a science and tech category like I do, like most people would do in the debunking field or truther field. And who else we got? And of course we got GUFON Radio, listen themselves as entertainment. So if he was a real truther, he wouldn't be listing his category as entertainment. You know why they do that is so Google don't delete him for fake news. So they don't trust their own analysis, is what they're saying there. But that's just a few. Go and check out a load of them. Section 51 was listing themselves initially as news and technology as well. And you know they come out clean after years of us exposing him, the French people, and they admitted that they were CGI artists. We knew that from our investigations. You can go and see that video where I investigate them. And we were pretty sure it's the right person name, even though they hid their channel with anonymous subscription. Because when you make a hosting site, you can actually choose to hide your name and address, and just let the hosting company handle any complaints and pass it on to you, right? I don't like that. That sort of means criminals can set up something and hide. So yeah, that should be a red flag as well if they're hiding their name and domain. Address is fine, of course. You want to hide that from the nut jobs out there, but the name should be obvious. Makes it more credible. But yeah, the video's there. Let's see. You could just search on it, probably. Section 51. It's amazing how many people believe their stuff. They had one with they were big into war stuff, and also what is it, Captain America. And of course their logo is very similar to Captain America, right? Section 51. So they had another channel that had two channels. They were called Section 51 to start with, and then they created another channel which you're not meant to be able to do. If you read Google terms, it says they can terminate your other accounts. If you get one account taken off, they can delete all the other ones, it says in the terms, unless they've changed it again. So here you go, truth on Section 51. That's before they come clean. But I think I posted an update link to their video where they're coming clean on it. But the best one they had was where a TR-3B was bombing let's see, was it Afghanistan? Somewhere like that. And it drops a bomb or something, which doesn't happen, right? They're saying it's a bit like a stealth bomber. And then it explodes, and then it flies away. And that's the one still probably doing the tour around as a real UFO footage. But yeah, it was taken from a stock video, and they overlaid the fake UFO over top of it. Already I'm getting dry here, and it's pretty warm. I think it's about 28 in the room at the moment. So yeah, moving on. Who else we got here? Just Susan, John, and Paul. Alright, I thought there might be a bit more chatter down the side. Right, I managed to catch hold of this on a stream last night. A new paranormal show, Horton in the Heartland. It wasn't too bad, actually. I think that guy seems to ring a bell, though. Was it the Booth Brothers? Not the Booth Brothers. There was another series. What was it called now? Where they did these big stage events, and they broadcast it on the stage, the movie on stage, and then everybody afterwards would get to talk to them and stuff. Can't remember what it's called now. The name's not popping into my head, but anyway, yeah, the first one wasn't too bad. We'll have to see how it goes. But again, it's a lot of interest and stuff with the paranormal stuff is the history of the town, or the street or the house. And I kind of like that, even though I'm not a history buff. But it just links into the investigation of the names and the apparitions that they capture, which kind of gives it more credibility. But yeah, they managed to clear that one, so go and check it out. The first episode, what was it called now? I can't remember. Susan probably can remember what it was called. I posted about it last night anyway. I'll just give you a link to it so you can read up the article there. Who did it? Vice or someone? No. What's that newspaper? Washington Post, I think it was. So, new show. If you're into paranormal, go and check it out. The other one I recommended in the past was Holster Files, Dave Schrader. It was actually quite good. I was expecting it to be really terrible, but they were going through a old investigator cases called Holster, of course. That's what's called the Holster Files, and redoing them where he didn't get any answers, which is kind of interesting. With new technology and all that. What's the other good ones on at the moment? Dead Files is back on again after a Christmas break. I think Ghost Adventures is coming back on. They got a recap series at the moment, which I find very boring. They're all commercial now, right? They used to be good when they were sort of like average Joe investigators, and now they're sort of become mainstream, making millions of dollars probably. What else out there is new, which is good? I think there's a few other shows that were quite good as well. This here, I think Robert's going to cover. I'm not too 100% sure on that, but you probably heard the news from Popular Mechanics, where a reporter called Tim has got access to some government documents that clearly talk about EBBs, extraterrestrial, what's it stand for now? Biological entities. So this is the thing with the government documents. They may not use the same terminology that we use in the public, just to hide it in plain sight. So yeah, maybe they don't call UFOs, right? And they changed it to UAPs, right? But who's to say it's UAPs even? So yeah, what strange name could they give to it? You know, any sort of stuff, right? They might call it EBE UAP, which doesn't come up in the search. Maybe, I don't know. Depends how the search works. But anyway, some interesting things to come out of that. So yeah, we'll probably talk with it with Robert's show tomorrow. So you can see it's a massive document there. And of course, there's a video with Black Vault interviewing the guy. Although the audio wasn't terribly great on it, he was using a mobile phone because I couldn't get it working. So you've probably heard that on every other channel by now, but yeah, it's a big topic, I guess. Croaky voice, I tell you. Hope I ain't got coronavirus coming. Saturn, Jupiter, Mars. So this article I thought was interesting. I think Earl Grey brought attention to it. 3 bright... let's drink. Sorry. 3 bright planets align in the morning sky. That's a bit better. So we can see the moon here, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Well, this happened on the February of 16th, 17th, so you probably missed it. since I only do my show weekly, I couldn't alert you to it sooner, so there's not much said there. But there might be some pictures out there, obviously on the net, where someone's actually watched them moving in the sky. Time lapse would be really good, I suppose. What happened on the 16th and 17th? A lot of people put a lot of superstition on these things, where things align. I don't know, if anything happened on the 16th, major? If you're superstitious. So I'll just post that down the side too there. Hey Robert, how's the boxing? American boxing, is it? Planets. I thought there might be more people chatting down the side by now. So let's move on to the next one. So I normally put all the news bit ones at the front first, so stuff you may not have heard about. Okay, so with security going, there's been a lot of channels that seem to be popping up lately, and one's called Area 503. He's probably one of the better ones, but still, these people seem to put up videos and try and talk about them just the same as other channels do. You know, what is it? Is it a light in the sky? Is it a UFO? But to me, that's the wrong way to go about it. You need to investigate it first and actually show in your video what you've investigated, like I do on the live streams, right? So I did my own investigation on this one, and I'll just play the video first. I got some screen snapshots there, but yeah, beware of only real UFOs out there. They're spamming everywhere trying to get subs, and also finding UFOs, which is 83,000 subs at the moment. It's well listed. It's been well listed in the blacklist for a long time by UFO Theatre for putting up videos that were known fakes and not labeling the title or removing them. So those channels there are dishonest because they know they're going to get lots of clicks for fake UFOs images. So yeah, I thought I'd check out this guy, see what he's putting up. The only thing different he's doing, he's actually listing in the title, because he doesn't do it a live stream like I do, where you post it on the side. The links, which is a wee bit better than Tyler was doing, but still. So we got a light in the sky, and we'll just play a clip of it, and then I'll show you what I think it is anyway. Probably have to adjust the volume. Oh no, sounds like Star Trek.
People were enjoying the New Year's fireworks, and they shot this footage. Later, when they got home, they were reviewing the fireworks footage, and they noticed this strange UFO that they had not noticed while on location. Check that weird bugger out. What is that? I'm gonna try to get a good zoom on it. What do you guys think that is? A helicopter with a floodlight? Or a pilot with a fog light signaling the people shooting off fireworks, maybe? The video is being shot from inside a vehicle, so perhaps it's a reflection of a nearby lighthouse on the vehicle windshield. It does.
See, what's the problem straight away with this video, right? We got no daytime footage to overlay the locations to see if there's a mountain range here, whether it's in the sky even. So before saying it's a helicopter, you need to find out the location before putting it up as a UFO. It could be just simply a mountain range here, Norway, I think it is. What does it say here? Norway. But what does it say? Canada. Canada. So what is it? A Norway house. A UFO over Norway house. Canada. Let me just check that out. Because I thought it was Norway that we're looking at here, which is probably why I didn't find any answers. And let's have a look. Norway house. See, that's misleading, isn't it? Let's have a look. Norway house. And of course, we know Canada has a population. Let's have a look. Where is it? 5,000 people. It's Canada. Now that caught me out. I was looking at it last night very quickly. That's right, we'll just do a real-time investigation then, if that's the case. So let's see if we can bring up terrain map for that. It looks pretty hilly there, is it? Certainly around a lot of lakes. And what do you get around the lakes? You certainly do get helicopters, don't you? But yeah, just having a look at that footage. What's your feeling on that? You can see that it's definitely got some sort of a lens pattern happening here. And he's done a close-up here. See, it's got sort of the rings. Obviously, it's not going to be UFO, right? It's New Year's, fireworks going up. And what do they use at New Year's? They now use these drones to film the footage from the sky. I've got some examples here, which was in Norway, but I probably can find one in Canada as well, where the guy films it with a drone. You know, why would you put an expensive drone near fireworks? So obviously it's at safe distance, and he films it from above, which is kind of interesting, because you got to remember when fireworks go off, they have like a compression wave. It's like an invisible wave that is what kills people first before the shrapnel does, depending on how close you are. So you can certainly take out a drone if you get too close. Of course, air currents as well. But I'll see what we can find out on this Norway house. And then that one there, which I'll come to, which is still relevant. It's not in Norway. So yeah, you remember that one we did last Sunday, where they're talking about a gathering at the beach, and someone was shining a powerful torch into the clouds. Now this looks a wee bit different. We're not seeing the beam come from the ground to the sky, but it could be someone on a ridge shooting it the other direction towards us. So you can see the cone expands from the torch. Would you be flying a helicopter around when the fireworks are going? What do you think on that one? Me, I don't know. Police helicopter? You'd have to be in one of these bigger countries, because we don't really have them in New Zealand. Has anyone seen police helicopters flying around fireworks? What are you talking about here? Wakey people. What's Susan up to? She gonna sleep? You both do, just stop it. She's telling you off. Just keep to the topic. So let's see if we can bring up a Google map of this Norway house. Let's see how hilly it is. It's a funny name to call it, isn't it? I suppose they had a lot of Norwegians move from their own country to Canada and Alaska, right? That series online about the final frontier. They originally come from Norway, I think it was. But yeah. How hilly is it there? How big is it? I'm not sure. Looks like it's pretty big open lands here. Certainly doesn't look like it's got valleys like Norway would have. Probably have to go to Google Earth to see a terrain map, wouldn't we? So if we drop down to street level there, it's certainly got a motorway here. Looks like an overpass, right? That could easily be standing on the walkway on a motorway there. Let's have a look. And shining the torch towards the city. Or it could be a vehicle light, which I would find very hard to believe because of the pattern that we're getting. Unless they had like a spotlight on top of the car, which is another possibility. So let's just drop onto the highway. Let me. I always have this problem where it scrolls. It's crazy. No. Didn't work. I haven't managed to figure out how to get around that. Very carefully moving. So let's have a look. Well, it's certainly a big highway. You can see Google camera on the car here from the shadow. Looks like it's higher up. One side anyway. Bit hard to tell there. What else have we got? He said there was a lighthouse in that video. So where's the lighthouse? Lightwood. A lighthouse. How close to the sea is it? So fair away from the lighthouse would be, wouldn't it? I don't think it would be a lighthouse. How many miles are we talking about here? 20. So we're talking about 60 miles away. Would you see a lighthouse from 60 miles away? I don't think so. Probably going to run out of space. Tabs are going, aren't I? How far can a lighthouse? Kind of reminds me of that UK case where they're saying it's a lighthouse, but you couldn't see it through the trees when they did a real investigation on some of those shows. Can a lighthouse light be seen? Well, you wouldn't want a lighthouse beam going over your city when you're trying to sleep as well, right? Yeah, so it looks like it's 31 kilometers here. Which is only half the distance that we're seeing there. What's that one say? That one says only 20 miles. So I think we could probably get kick that one in the ass as a solution in the video. But I can't see any lighthouses anyway. The other possibility is they use these high rises in the city with laser lights show, right? And so we'd probably have to try and do a search on some of the buildings. But have they got a high building here? It doesn't look like it's very high in this city here. Looks like regular buildings, right? Someone that lives there would know for sure that what that light was. But it looks too flat to be a light, torch light. as well. But here we got an airport right next door. Could it be a airport beacon? I think that's probably closer to what it probably is, isn't it? Let's see if we can see what the airport looks like. It's not going to let us get right close to it. Come on. Let's see if we can see any control towers. Well, if the airport's there, I can't see it through the trees. Which side was it on now? Over here, wasn't it? Well, let's just have a drive around. Okay. Have we got any tall buildings here at all? Got high mast lights. They're pretty high up there. 4 stories high there, the lights. Let's see, where was the airport here? Airfield. Probably going in the wrong direction. No, yep. Let's see, gotta go. How do we turn on this thing? How do we change compass? Aha. It's a wee bit different than Google Earth, isn't it? So we gotta go this way. Can we go faster? Now here's that roundabout. So the airport was this way. That looks like the drone, is it? Aerodrome. Still not seeing any big towers here though. Can't be much of a airport if it doesn't have a tower. Right, there's a better view, but it's far away now. Let's have a look. Does seem to be a high mast thing going up there. Is that the tower there? It looks like it's faded out a bit there. So let's see what we can find on the web. Norway House fireworks. Well, New Year's, we'll say. Let's see if we've got some New Year's videos here. Nothing seems to be popping up. What's that there? Fatal fire. Yes. What have we got here? Norway House. Some images here. Wish the thumbnails could make it bigger, but we can't. Yeah, nothing coming up with New Year's, so let's try fireworks. You think someone have something up? Here we go. Looks like the video he found. UFO Norway House New Year's. Seems to ring a bell. What have we got here? Opera House. Nope. So it looks like we haven't got too much to go for here. I got a feeling it might be a drone in the sky filming it, you know. There's not much we can really do with that one. But I certainly wouldn't put it up as a UFO video to talk about normally. I'm only talking about it because someone else has. Where's this one? So that's in Norway. It's probably because of Google, because of the way they do the search results, right? It's probably buried like 50 pages down or something. And maybe you have to type in quotes here or something. That one comes up. UFO. Okay, here's one here, but it looks like the same. No, it might be the same location. What year was it? This year rather than last year. Let's see if that one has the same thing. We won't. We'll just skim it. Happy New Year. What's that going up? Firework. Is there any lights in it? Because if it's a light show, they may use it every year, right? So it may appear in this one. And that's part of the investigation, right? To exclude things. Which is a tedious process. What you could do is you could contact these people here and say, if they're not the same owners as the other ones, Pinja and Norwegian. It says Norway there. Okay. Even though I put in quotes Norway House. Typical bloody Google, eh? Norway House. Health Center. So it looks like there's not too many videos coming out of Norway House anyway. Damn it. So that makes it a wee bit harder. But yeah, it's a silly video. Crazy video to put up. What else can we do? Light show maybe? Light show. Opens gingerbread. Same video going. Northern Lights. It's definitely not Northern Lights. It's a man-made projection of some sort. So yeah, looks like we're not going to find any solutions there, which is a bit of a shame. Unless we can find the outskirts of this location. Or a very tall building where you'd put lights on it. Yep, there's not too much to go on. What's this part here? So you'd see the lights from here too. Neighboring city. Copper Cell Street. The Bell Hotel. So that could be high up. Let's drop in there and have a look. Come on. Okay. Looks like old buildings. Looks like UK almost, doesn't it? But Canada is very much like UK. Where's this hotel though? If it's big, we can't see it. Which way are we going? Wrong direction, probably. So even looks like UK lanterns around the street, right? Canada's very much UK French connection there, right? So that could be the hotel here. It's not one of these high rises, obviously. What else we got? Yeah, so we're looking the right way. No. So, yep, we might have to move on. But to me, let's have a look at some stuff here that I found. We'll just quickly play a clip of this one. Original footage. Ooh. Whereabouts did it happen?
They're getting fancier. I should have.
I'll just mute that. Yeah, it must be at the beginning, is it? Now look, it's New Year, so they're going to have all sorts of different displays up. It's just crazy, even to saying it's a UFO around fireworks. I think it was here at the start, was it? Up the top. It's probably a drone with a laser pointer on the front, or some sort of light source on the front. So yeah, people do fly them around, as I got an example here. Someone flying a drone around in Norway, not Norway House. It's got some silly music on it. So he's high up in the sky here, probably 1,000 feet maybe. And then the fireworks go up. So he's above the fireworks here. Bit risky though. Compression wave and everything. Mind you, they look like little piddly ones, not those big super exploding ones. They look like in the distance here, the big ones. Look, going up. Yeah, look, going up in the distance. So, yeah, people do fly drones around in fireworks. Crazy. And we got this one here, talking about these high-powered torches. White laser flashlight. Because the display here, which I've closed down, where it makes the pattern. Where is it? Oh no, I've got it here. Is white. So we're looking for a white source. So these torches here are crazy. They can actually start fire with the beam. And they also can bore water by aiming it into the water. So yeah, they're quite powerful thing, but just giving this guy's video here just to show you it. Looks like a normal traffic cop metal torch, right? So he's given a view of it here, and he demonstrates the beam. Let's have a look. See how far he's going? It's lighting up the whole street below here.
Now our Ace Beam W30.
That's just crazy.
Boy, the concentration on that is just insane.
So yeah, interesting. What if he's got some more footage here? So you could see if someone was on a building, right, shining that down, that would be what we're looking at. But yeah, like I said, I couldn't see a high enough building really. What's the next bit here? Maybe I should get one of these torches to have a play around with.
Off of. That is just madness.
Underwater. So they're waterproof as well. Of course, this is probably using LED technology, right?
That's the parking lot. I'm catching the edge of the water right there. Those
That's just
vehicles
crazy.
parked way up there. My truck.
Wonder how long the batteries last on those things. Anyway, I'll post a link to it if you want to have a look at that torch. Or get one. Maybe you can do a video of it and bring it to our channel. See what you can do. Illuminate the clouds. That one's... He's not doing the clouds, unfortunately. But, yeah, I'm sure there'll be demonstration videos out there for it. We want to see what it looks like from far away on the camera. See if it makes that ripple pattern. But depending on ice crystals in the atmosphere, that can create that sort of interference pattern as well. So it makes it really tricky to create examples to do side by side. So let's move on. So yeah, this guy's fairly new channel. 700 subs. And people were saying, oh yeah, finally. Someone to replace Tyler. Tyler is a dime a dozen, right? So let's have a look. So he's exposing Tyler here. What else we got in the thumbnails? Space exploration. Tic Tac. Pacific Northwest UFOs. Science update. So not terribly bad, but he shouldn't be putting up UFO sightings unless he's going to debunk them properly, you know. So news clips, similar to what Tyler was doing though, isn't it? And some video clips of UFOs, so to speak. That straight away looks like a flare or a lantern.
And they sure are behaving.
Oh, it's loud there. Slow down by the looks of it. City lights there. What's this stuff on the outside? Has he got some sort of background happening at the same time, which is off-putting? So is that meant to be up in the sky? It looks like a city thing with a red light moving along the sky, which is probably an airplane or a helicopter. Yeah, he's got some crazy background there. It's off-putting. Is it a collision avoidance light? I don't think it is. Crappy video. Another crappy video, right? It's again, what is it, guys? You got to analyze it before you put up. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so GUFON radio again. saying this is from third phase of the moon. He's saying it's not a balloon. I've done balloon tests and they wobble all over the place. Duh, I said, not if you add water inside for stabilization and some lead weights, which, you know, you can change the buoyancy by putting water in it, and it makes, and of course the water acts as a wobble counteracting measure, which they do for wedding balloons. You see them, they have them outside on the lawn, and they have them on table, and they've put stuff inside the balloon, like confetti as well. But some do use little balloons on the table which are half filled with water to use like an anchor. But the same thing can be done with regular balloons, especially advertising balloons. You might put some water inside to give it more stability in stronger winds, even though it's tethered. So we'll just play this video here. I think I've got the link somewhere. Where did I put it? Don't tell me I closed it. Is that the one there? I did have the video. Let's see. This one here. So for some reason it got moved. So let's have a quick look at the video. I'll just check up on the side chat first. Battle Droid, how's it going? John's gone again. He doesn't last long, does he? He's not into UFO videos anymore. So let's just play this clip here. I'm just trying to work out what the location was. Looks like Eastern Bloc, doesn't it? You can. So we'll figure that out where it is in a minute. How loud is it? Pretty loud. So we got this object floating through the sky. And you can hear it's quite windy.
Uy, ¿qué es eso? Y a vuelta y todo.
Got some crazy music. So let's have a closer look ourselves. He's got music, I'll just get rid of that. So what are we looking at? Is it CGI? I might have to slow it down a wee bit. And let's just keep watching it. So it kind of looks like a UFO, doesn't it? UFO shape. Now I think the camera is moving there, not the object. And the object of the object's moving pretty much in a straight line there, but the camera operator's moving up and down, which is consistent with a balloon passing past, right? And a strong wind, but we're looking at a fairly big size balloon here, not just one of those little flimsy Milo balloons. Okay, it's still drifting in the same direction, and all that movement is to do with camera being handheld. Now it looks like it sort of wobbled a bit there, changed a little bit less horizontal. Terrible filming. You see it's on a slight angle there, like it's and that's come back into position again, like it's been blown around. And you can see the angles change the other direction now. So again, it looks like the UFO is was coming more towards him there for a minute, and he stopped it. Oh, is that sort of gone to the next video going? It has done. Where's that autoplay thing? It's a pain in the ass. It doesn't turn off. So should be playing it slow still. So is it CGI? Would be quite easy to do. It's got some sort of radar tower there, is it? So it's near airports. I'll take it. I don't think it's a hot air balloon because and these people don't seem to be looking up, right? Are they looking up? They're not really looking upwards, are they? I'll just go back. Is that woman? She's filming it there, isn't she? Let's just check. So that's part of the clues here. If more people are filming it, because this guy's filming it, is someone else filming it? I think she's taking a picture there, isn't she? I'm not sure. Let's see if we can enhance it. But I think that's her arm holding the camera, but it's a bit hard to really tell. I've got the folder open. What was that one? Alright, that was the Mick West piss take that was going on Twitter. Peanuts. Mick West. Yeah. Oh shit. What did I disclose? You click your mouse in the wrong place. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we got the image we wanted. What's she up to? Got a new vision. Let's install it now, I suppose. Take a risk. Because it was a bit... Are we back? Are we back? Looks like installing that program crashed. How long was I gone for? Looks like it screwed up while it's doing the install. While I was talking. So we're back. Let's just check. So best not to install programs while the live streams are going because it crashes other software. Obviously it was mucking around with the video card. That's why it suddenly went faster. I thought they couldn't have improved the program that good, could they? So yeah, it looks like we lost a few people. Hopefully they come back. Thanks for watching. So yeah, I've run it through the process here. You can see it's definitely an arm going up to her face, and the other arm going up to something. So she's definitely filming it, or she's covering her eyes with a hand. But it looks like two hands going up, so she's definitely holding the camera. So that just confirms that the people are watching the same object in the sky there. Well, looks of it. Yes, I won't do it install during the live stream again. So, what is it? Well, clearly it's going to be one of these UFO balloons, right? I've got some images here. So he's saying it's not a balloon because it's not wobbling all over the place, but yeah, I did some images here. Enhancements. You can see it's got some sort of dome happening top and bottom. And there are these advertising balloons, which you can see are quite big, quite sizable. Let's see, how many men across would that be? About 10 if you put side by side. And you can see because of the size of it, in a strong enough wind, it's not going to wobble it around as much as those little tiny ones. So yeah, you can't say that's a UFO flying in broad lit daylight over the street there. I bet there's a debunk for this one. What year was it? It's pretty new, but there'll probably be debunks for it. So where's this location exactly? You can, I suppose it's a city name or a country name. What's that mean? If it's a country, look, you're going for. Eh? Country, you can. What was the other? Oh. Yankin. Maybe try that. Sounds like Turkey or Ukraine or somewhere like that. Here we go. Got a map. It's not giving me maps though. Where is it? I'm supposed to be able to find it in his About tab. Let's have a look. Mind you, UFO TV. That's going to be general, isn't it? You can see here, this guy's listed as people in blogs. There's another one people use where they're not too sure on the category not to be kicked off by Google. So they haven't listed themselves as news and technology. So they're just putting up UFO videos. And how big is he? 65 subscribers. So obviously Google has downvoted him. Because there's another TV that's playing the name off. There's actually another UFO TV where they put a trademark on it. And this guy's trying to get people searching on that name, obviously. Could be another copycat one that's come up since Tyler's gone down. Yeah, it looks like it's all over the place here, is it? Hasn't put too many up at the moment, that's why. Fairly new channel last year. What's that say there? Anyone recognize the language? Let's see. Normally you can state your country here, isn't it? Where's the country? He hasn't listed it. So he only joined not long ago. Another copycat channel to replace Tyler. I wonder if Google Translate can tell us. It's not going right. So what does it reckon? That's not French, is it? I reckon it's French. Oh no, Turkish. What's it got French there? That's confusing. Turkish. I told you it was Turkey. There you go. I must have known it was Turkey. So it's in Turkey. Okay. Oh, well, we're finished with that one though. Like I said, I think it's one of these big balloons. I'll post the link to it. Why did they stop filming? There's a red flag there, right? They stopped filming and it didn't shoot upwards at impossible speed like these type of dome UFOs are. Whenever I heard these dome ones, they all often shoot off at possible speeds, right? The real legit UFOs. Simply someone just stopped filming. Obviously the balloon may have come down to the road and crashed onto the side of the road, and we don't see that part of the video. And of course then they just put it up as a UFO video on their channel. So UFO balloon. So I'm not too sure why anyone would say that's not a balloon. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's just crazy. Hopefully that link works. I think I did it right. Moving on to the next one. Alright, so I added some examples of these balloon UFOs. Of course, they look very similar to that video we just watched here. So I'll just play that one. That one's a wee bit smaller, as you can tell, and you can see it's spinning more, but you can see it's in a constant direction. That one looks like it might be like a TR3B shaped one. But yeah, you can see how it's sort of like puffed up. And it's a wee bit better quality than the other one. Previous tweet, YouTube video. Let's have a look. There's Will. Interesting cropped vision by Will. Alleged UFO taken in Costa Rica, which is like the balloon capital, isn't it? Let's have a quick look at that video there. There you go. Why would they remove it? They obviously got bad press about it and removed it, or they may be good sorts and realised, yep, everybody's right, it's a balloon, not a UFO, and taking it down. What's this one here? Might have another copy of it, so let's have a look. Is that from... Oh, here we go. Ah, it's the same video that we just looked at, is it? Oh no, it can't be. South America. It looks very similar though, doesn't it? You can see it's moving in the same constant direction. Same sort of clouds in the background. Oh, hang on, it is the same video. The guys relabeled it wrong. There you go, these guys have confirmed it then. I didn't actually pick up on that. I should have scrolled down. Same damn video. So it was in Costa Rica then. And that guy started his Turkish channel up and relabeled it. I really hate that. But this one shows more quality here, or they've mucked around with it. What's it say at the bottom there? Can't quite read that small writing, so let's bring it up. I knew someone would have had debunked it by now. So this is where I did a search. A deflated balloon with an irregular shape. Yep. Okay, let's just open that one up. So GUFON is wrong again. So we got multiple debunkers on this one. Like I said, I found this information by doing a quick search last night before the live stream. I'll just give you a link to that one too, in that case. Debunked. Debunked UFO. It's not even in Turkey. Not even Turkey. So this is why you got to do research, guys. You got to see if anyone else out there had looked into it. Just don't go and blab about something like Richard does and tell people the wrong information. So yeah, I'm not too sure what it says in that bottom corner though. I think it may be a comparison video. Is it? Let's see. Let's see if we can get it bigger. Because that one's moving too fast, right? So what's going on here? Damn. Where's that auto thing? Get that one off. Keeps putting it on, even though I tick it off. I don't know why it doesn't save it. But it never works. So... Are we still streaming okay? Let's see if we can read what that writing says there. So obviously this video is this one up here because it's got a line going to it. And what's this one here? Remove frames, extreme blur without feature, looped, stabilized camera movement. Okay. So what kind of balloon is that? Because I'd like to match it up with the right balloon. So they got hold of the original footage and managed to improve it somewhat. So you can see that there. So this one's been mucked around with, and that's just a normal frame up here, zoomed in. But that's spinning around too much for my liking. Sped up, you see. Oh, that's what he's done. So it's only slightly rotating here, and he sped this one up here, obviously. Does it say it's sped up? Speed 900%, yeah it does, there you go. Definitely a balloon. Now we figured out what's going on there. That's pretty good analysis, but the writing's way too small. These people that got these high definition big screens, they think it's good to put up on YouTube like that. So yeah, GUFON busted again. Poor guy. He's been doing it for 14 years, you know. He's an expert, he never gets anything wrong. But anyway, I've been doing it for 3 years. Okay, so we got another one here of another thing, and this one looks like closer to the one I showed a picture of. So let's have a look and see if we can find UFO balloons. I won't put helium in. Let's have a look at that one there. See if we can actually see that one. That looks like it had like 4 corners or 3 corners. We're looking at like a 40-inch one or bigger, you know. It's a bit hard to tell the size in video. So that one's no good. So we go to images then. Okay, so we can tell that's a weather balloon there. That one looks like a trash bag. And there's the one I was showing you there. Chinese lanterns, is it? Shaped like UFOs. And that looks like another one. UFO lanterns. I didn't know you could get those. Let's just check that out. UFO Chinese lantern. Well, that's going to stuff up a few people, isn't it? Chinese lantern. Let's see if it come up. They're regular ones, but we've got some other shaped ones. I know you can get one shaped like a football. That sort of looks like a UFO. And you got these ones that are really long. So this one here, is it? Are they hanging or are they floating? Different color ones there. Well, UFO one's not coming up. But you can see they could have any shape really. So you got these ones here, but I think the ones are hanging. Another one that's a funny shape. Probably have to type in character balloon or something. Anyway, we'll move on. I think I have come across a load of different designs before. Why is it not giving us the UFO balloons? I know I did find a site that had like 100 of them on there, and I just can't find it now. Google have changed their search algorithm again. I should start bookmarking stuff because I keep going over and over it again. Yeah, look at that one. A bunch of balloons. Now look at this one here. Strange color. Look at that one. Just floating above, tethered. If that got away, that would be a UFO video for sure. What else we got? Looks like we're not going to be able to find it. No. Have to move on. There we go for time. 1.5 hours. No. Nothing's popping up like it used to. But that's alright. Just move on. Normally I look beforehand on a show, just make sure I've got access to it, but you can see this one's clearly the one I was looking at before, but let's just play that one. You can see it's on an angle there, so it's being tilted in the wind. Where's the video for it? YouTube. I think I may have covered this one before as well. Just minimize it a wee bit. Looks like it's a 4:3. Zooming in now. So this is one of these advertising balloons. You can see it's sort of like going back and forth in the wind, and it's changing directions there even. And so many people believe this is a real one. You know, if you're inside that, going up and down, you'd be really sick. I don't think UFO aliens would be flying the craft like crazy like that, you know. So then, what's the number one thing we look for on those videos? We look for the wind direction. And no one ever does a wind direction test by throwing up a piece of leaf after they filmed it to show which way the wind's going. Straight away, if that was going into the wind, we'd know straight away that it was a real UFO. So it looks like someone investigated here. Let's have a look at that link there. And this guy, probably too big. Okay, so it's the same video. Now let's see if I can zoom right in on it. It's definitely one of those big advertising balloons, like 10 men across. Looks like it's in different language here. What's that? Is that Spanish again? So he's picked out the same type of balloon for advertising. Yeah, how do we translate that? There's no button at the top, is there? What is that color? White and blue and orange. What flag color is that? That's not Italian, is it? Well, let's do a translate here the hard way. And it will tell us what language it is. Italian, so it is Italian. So why is there no green? Green. It should be green in an Italian flag, shouldn't there? Yeah. Okay, so we know it's a balloon. Let's move on. So these things do get loose quite often, you know. Eventually you'll see them each year. People hang them on a like a nylon rope and cause sick roads with the sunlight, and eventually it will snap in a big gust and off they go. Of course, we've got the famous one here from security, which I've debunked as well. And you can see here, this one's lost some of its helium, and the wind pressure's pushed it inwards slightly here. And because the way it's sewn together, it's a sun balloon, obviously. So yeah, Tyler was saying, agreed, whatever this thing is, it's not an animal and it's not a balloon. This guy is just so full of BS, ain't funny. So yeah, so I did that one. If you go to my playlist for UFO cases, I got 3-minute debunks, and that's one of them I've done. But you see here, because of the bug in Google, it doesn't show all the playlists, which is stupid. So I have to click on created playlists, and it changes it into this different format. And you scroll down and find some of my older playlists for older videos, and it should be here. If I can see it. Oh, here it is, UFO files. So yeah, just open that up in a new tab, and I'll give you a link to it as well. But these are 3-minute debunks on various video cases, which is the end result of something I'd do on a live stream here. So at the end of the live stream, then I'd put it all together, and then you don't see how I got to the answer, but you get the answer. So this is actually a MUFON case one, this one, which again was a bunch of strange balloons, basically. Balloons are very common. Again, it's down in one of these countries where they have a lot of balloons, Portugal. And you can't see much on the picture there. Next to Spain, and of course I zoom in and then I enhance it. But you can see it looks like a round shape here, a round shape here, a round shape here, and almost looks like a diamond shape there. So they're calling it a biological UFO again. So yeah, I just show a bunch of balloons, but yeah, it could be a regular balloon that's got a printed figure on the outside like Mickey Mouse. But yeah, that's one of them. But you'll find the Tyler one here as well, down the side list here. You get a little index if you've not used playlist before, where you can just jump straight to the one you want to watch. Where's Tyler's one? Well, there's quite a lot of Tyler ones there actually. Oh, here it is. Canadian Biological. So people saying that there's 1% of the UFO sightings, balloons, is BS. You can see balloons are very common. So this is from the original news clip. Now, he obviously didn't do any investigation, but this one gave the best clue that it was probably a character balloon of a sun. But these other angles where it's sort of twisted around. Of course, if you put it through filters, you can actually see a string on it as well. So these are the little debunks I used to do. So you can see it's got a bit of string coming down on that angle there. And I found the same balloon and the angle almost, and the hole is where it's blown in through the wind pressing against it. So you can't see the face obviously, but you can see they're quite big, big as a 10-year-old kid. But yeah, no brainer that one. But yes, if you want to go and watch the rest of those, there's the playlist. So let's move on again. So now to the famous 1997 footage, also from GUFON radio. His quote, "Everyone said it was faked. I still think it's real," is what he said. So let's have a watch of this, and let's see how keen eyes you are out there to see whether you think this could even be remotely real. I'll keep it muted because it's the original one, I think, from Someone's re-uploaded it from South America. Mexico. Oh no, Mexico. So does this look like a real UFO? Do you think a UFO would be hovering there, wobbling around sky rises like that? Come on, what's your gut feeling? Richard thinks it's real. And then it disappears. So this ridiculous video, really, isn't it? Why would the UFO disappear? Well, people say it may have put on cloaking. Maybe it had a cloak in here, but would a UFO be wobbling around so crazy like that? This is before, around about the time of Phoenix Lights. So to me, I looked at this and I thought, wow, how could it be done? I'm just trying to get that same view where it zooms in here. It looks very much like the UFO balloon, but no dome underneath. And it sort of wobbles around like it could be tethered and in a sort of wind. So is it an advertising balloon that's on a cord, a couple of cords coming this way, down to a vehicle at the street level, and suddenly the car takes off, or a motorbike, and suddenly it shoots along? So that was my first thing. Could it be simply just be an advertising balloon with helium in it that's being towed? And why does it disappear? Well, then they stop in the street and then pull it back down, and someone's just happened to catch it on the opposite building. So that's a possibility there. The other thing is, could it be CGI? And it certainly could be. And of course that would take a lot of video and analysis, and of course someone has done that. Of course, so if you did the research you would find the answer. But a real UFO, really unlikely. You could argue they didn't have UFO advertising balloons to rule that one out back in 1997. But I don't know. Someone could easily make that up, right? Fill it with helium and just tow it along. I know there were some reports or some people, witnesses, saying they saw it. And I thought, well, maybe that could explain it. Or they're lying. And of course it's in a different language. Mexican or Spanish, is it? They use down there. So makes it a wee bit harder if it's not English speaking. And of course I believe this comes from Jaime Maussan, or some people call him Jamie because Spanish J and H. And as we know, a lot of stuff that he puts up is a lot of fakes. And he believes everything he's got. He's really gullible, or he is a fraudster himself, because he's a journalist, investigative journalist, so to speak, to bring us the best videos from South America on UFOs, and none of them have been. So what do you guys think? Roswell, how's it going? #1 UFO hotspot. I thought USA would be with all the nuclear plants down there. So yeah. So 2 possibilities: balloon, CGI. What else? Or a model, Billy Meyer style. So how would you do that with Billy Meyer style thing? Bit of fishing line, but you can see how small it is on that particular angle there. So that means they would have to have a big rooftop, have the model reflecting in a piece of glass. Right. So why did it wobble there? Is that a clue? See how it sort of wobbled, jerked around? It's not on a tripod. So could it be a glass reflection? And they wobbled the camera. Certainly looks like it could be a reflection on glass and a model that's in the distance. That they're shining a bright light off it and it's reflecting off the glass. Alright, so let's have a closer look. So when it goes to the edge of the building is where you look for signs of errors. So if it's overlapping, if it's CGI, how do they do that with a glass panel, which is called forced perspective, right? That's how they make ghosts. Some of the early ghost movies using angled glass and lights. So does that look like it's going behind the building? Certainly we got some compression artifact going up this way. So how would they do that? Half a bottle on the screen. Well, they would have to have like a sheet of wood or cardboard where the location of the buildings are. So as the model passes, it looks like it's going behind the building, and it's actually reducing the amount of light reflecting off the model back onto the glass. That's the only way you could do that. And oddly enough, there was a TV series that actually did that, which I probably can't play, called X Testers. I don't know if you saw it on TV. Let's see. Here it is here. And it's got Jamie, Hamey, my son, watching it. And of course, he doesn't believe the debunk is as good as the original. But it's pretty damn good, I thought. So, yeah, I'll just skim through it here. I won't play it all. Is it playing properly, though? Might have to open it up. It's annoying. Oh, is that the original game? Yeah, I got the wrong one. X Testers, original. X Testers. Oh, here we go. I'll just open that one up. It's got English in the background, and they've got the voice overlay, so it's pretty annoying. Okay, so let's just get to where they're setting up on the roof to duplicate it. Okay, so they're on the roof off the building opposite. It looks like a large area, right? So it looks like the ideal place to film a fake model. So they're building the models up here. And there's the guy in question. And so they're doing a side-by-side comparison of the original to their footage. Doesn't look like the same angle though, is it? Theirs looks a wee bit darker and a wee bit more zoomed. So where's the glass panels? It's here somewhere. I suppose I'm going to have to play it. Let's see. I know it's probably going to get a copyright claim on it, probably. Let's deface it a wee bit. You can't see that there, but it's there. Yeah, that's good. So we'll just play it from here. Obviously it's been broadcast on the Science Channel, was it? History Channel? I can't remember what that guy's name is. But he's got his own UFO channel as well. So we'll get a look at their setup in a minute. Here we go. So there we got like a sheet of glass holders here, by the looks of it. So he's drawn out cardboard cutouts to match the buildings. Ah, right, they actually got printed buildings on it. So it's certainly one way to do it, isn't it? Glass, smoke and mirrors. Here's the model. Hey, we've seen that before too, haven't we? The Kevlar cord that you don't see. Here we go. So they've got a cardboard cutout with actually a building. See, I didn't even notice that, but we'll play more of it. It's got the right swinging motion. That was a good angle there. You could see the glass. I'll just pause it there if I can get it. So there's a glass panel and the cardboard cutout, and the camera's filming this way and the model swinging behind it. And of course they got an all blackout cutout one here as well. And they're filming it. UFO. I don't believe it. No, it's a real one. Anyway, we can probably move on a wee bit. It's a good show though. It was like a six-parter where they trying to bunk a bit like Fact and Fate. I think it may have been just before Fact or Fate come on here, 2005, something like that. So let's do the side by side of it. At the end. Still haven't got it. Where's side by side? Here. Okay, we'll play it from there. Come on. I thought it was close. So here we go. Side by side. This their one actually looks better. More convincing. I don't believe it's the same. We didn't get to see much of it. There we go. Going to the building. Their one looks more convincing, I'd say. But anyway, I'll give you a link to it so you can actually have a watch properly. All this thing we have to do because of stupid copyright. Copy link. Force perspective, it's called. Using glass, lights, and cardboard. So what do you think of that one, guys? So I'm talking about other UFOs. Yeah, we need a video of it. So like saying you're seeing UFOs, but as we've seen here, some of these balloons are very convincing. If it's going with the wind, if it stops stops in a really strong wind, or it zooms off in an opposite direction, then we might say for sure that it's certainly not a balloon. So on to the next bit. Could it be CGI? So already we're seeing it's possible to fake it on that same rooftop with glass and models. But was that really how it was done? Because then we got this Debunk has got a thing here. I will post a link to the whole thread here as well. 1990 Mexico 1997 UFO. So let's have a look at Debunk, see what they had to say about it. Again, all this information was searchable on the internet. It took me about an hour to put it together, which GUFON radio didn't do. And as far as he's concerned, if he's been doing it for 14 years, he should have known this one had been solved and known it was possibly CGI. So Mexico footage, there's the building. So you can see here it's got some sort of pattern on it, which looks like glass to me, but we'll just have a look at what these experts think, if they don't think it's so they're asking could it be CGI, and McWest has said yes. Look at Star Wars, that was 1977, wasn't it? So yeah, it's a good 20 years before, and they was like the forerunners in CGI and models as well, weren't they? But he's saying this one here with Harrison Ford, that was 1980, when they first used CGI, not back in 77. 77 was models, wasn't it? And then they were developing the software and computer system to do it better. In 1980 movie, they finally perfected how to do CGI, but they still used models, didn't they? They used a bit of both. So yeah, it's possible that there was software able to do it in 1997. What else we got? Basic, it could be a hoax, and really that seems like the simplest explanation. So that's McWest. Page not found there. And of course McWest found what I found too on that page. Where is it? It was here somewhere. I had to link to the English translation. Translate. Some guy did a big research on it. in Mexico, I think it is. And he tries to track down who actually filmed it and put it up on the internet. And he actually finds out the guy behind it. I think it's that one there, is it? Couple guys behind it. Turns out to be, as Mick West has pointed out, I won't go through all that, it's a bit messy. But yeah, again, it was searchable, but you had to search in Spanish, right? To find it, but he's translated it for us. The guy they tracked down was part of a company for virtual advertising. Bingo! Red alert, red alert. Straight away we got someone that's faking something for attention to their work. A graphic animator. So that tells you straight away it's got to be CGI in that case. Most likely is the top answer there, not a forced perspective view. But yeah, virtual advertising, they would use helium balloons as well, and they would use forced perspective to make adverts. So all three are possible, but since this guy's a graphic animator, MUFON actually took on the case down here and put it in their magazine. Analysis of the Mexico City video from the MUFON Journal of 1998. So someone did a frame by frame of it. So there's a picture of the guy going. And it's quite long actually. It goes into quite a lot of details. It's not the best quality, as you can see though. It's a photocopy, old photocopy of the magazine. So basically all that boils down to the turns out to be the building's in focus, but the UFO is not at certain stages, which means that it wasn't filmed on the same camera on the same day. So his conclusion that it was actually CGI, computer generated, where they spliced a picture of a model dangling on a bit of string that's wobbling around, and the building is in focus when the UFO isn't, which shouldn't happen. They both should be out of focus. I think it states here somewhere. Don't have the link. Let's see. Don't have a link, but he has it now. So here we go. I recall that there was analysis of the video which showed that while the buildings exhibited motion blur due to camera shake, the UFO did not, or at least did not have to the same extent, suggesting that the UFO was not present in the scene as filmed. So I think that pretty much concludes it there properly. So I'll just post that link separately, but it's in the Twitter link there at all. So 1997 CGI, a virtual advertising company. So yeah, and he thought it was real. What a drip. Anyone looking at that would know straight away it was suspect, right? Straight away, you know, everybody did think it was a fake part from Richard. What's another name for Richard? Dick. He's never going to live it down. Okay, so we're finished with it, and now we can get on to MUFON cases. I've got an hour for that. So let's have a look at some of those. So I better check out what you guys are saying. You're talking about some other UFO cases by the looks of it. Clayton, those who have seen them could certainly handle disclosure. Some people can't. Some people have a mental breakdown on this sort of stuff. I know it's crazy, but yeah. Religious people, you know, they still think that aliens are demons and all that. Was it 50% of the Chinese? I think, not Chinese, 50% of Christians believe them to be demons, not angels. And the rest of them believe them to be like us, like creatures from another planet. Whether it's coming through a multi-universe system through portals, or they come through a portal like a Stargate jump where they're sort of bending space to shorten the distance through high energy, and that might explain why they glow bright white as part of the way they travel. Yes, so we need some. If you're filming UFOs, have you submitted them to MUFON? Especially if you're filming them all the time. If you can get one verified as an unknown, that would give you some credibility. So, I'll just reload that page again. I think we covered quite a few of them quickly last time. Yeah, so did you send it to MUFON? What was his name? Roswell. Even if you send him half a video, let's say analyze this. Do you use the apps like I show here? Do you use Heavens Above to rule out satellites? Do you use flight radar to rule out planes? Do you make a note of which way the wind's going, or whether the object's going with the wind? All that sort of stuff. Proper investigation. So what do we got here? Doesn't look too exciting. Again, it looks like that sour effect you get with atmospherics, where it bends light and forms these rings around the object, which is classic for zooming on Venus. Venus is one where you get that. Could be Venus. Now, was it during the day or was it during the night is the question. It could be even one of these bright LED balloons. Of course, again, as they're flying high up, 1,000 feet or more, they're going to create these atmospherics going through ice crystals to create these ring patterns. Unfortunately, we ain't got a video of it, so that video gives us a lot more clues and then pictures. So submitted not long ago. New York. So let's have a look what they're saying. Hello.
I saw this more than one night, and I stargaze quite often. You'll look up at the stars for up to an hour. I've been doing that for years, but I have never seen anything that bright and way bigger than the rest of the stars. I zoomed in with my Samsung 8 Plus and adjusted the contrast white balance, maybe something else, till I could see a clear picture of what I was looking at.
So it sounds like it was stationary then, what he's saying there. And of course, these guys are not using the apps. Heavens Above, aim it at the sky, and it'll overlay the planet Venus or whatever, you know. So yeah. But what you do is put it into all those programs. We'll just look for something better though. But yeah, you got these programs online. If you don't have the app, Like if you're a MUFON investigator, you have to use online tools for in the sky again, just to check out whether there's any satellites passing overhead. And also you probably need International Space Station, of course, the weather one, to see what it was like that night, conditions. Yeah, so there's sort of all the tools I got bookmarked. But yeah, to work out whether it's Venus, which one does the Venus plots? Not in the sky, but there was another one. Which one did we use for that one? It must have been this one here. Let's have a quick look. I think this gives us that's the wind speed. Which one gives us the planet locations and Venus? Live meteorites. Night sky. This one here. This one here is quite good. Called date and time, and it actually gives you a location of all the planets, and it can plot it in the sky for you. Now we had a bit of fun with this on the older computer, and already I've forgotten how to use it, but yeah, allows you to see, select which planet is, and it tells you the horizon, so it shows up at 9:30 and disappears about 9 AM in the morning. So there you go. So you click on that and it will give you a position of, so you'd have to find out which way the guy was looking, and I think you can play it. It's got a little player here. How do we do it? Why is it not playing? Oh, here we go. So we can track it, the time. We can work out the time. It tracks it in the sky, and then it will disappear as the sun goes down. Look, it's coming down. Looks like these ones are going up. What's the time now? We know it disappears at 9 AM. Now here comes the sun. It's quite a little good program actually. It's running a wee bit smoother on this new laptop than it did in the past. And it's got some other star names here. You know, the, was it Zodiac? There we are, again into night time. Oh, there we go, we've got the stars now being mapped up. That's pretty cool. And it's going to go below the horizon now. There we go. So like we could use that to see whether it was Venus he was looking at. I'll give you the link to that because that's kind of cool. Tracking planets. But really, using Heavens Above is a lot easier. You just film it and then just bring up the app, and it overlays what you're seeing through the camera with a star map, just like we've got on the screen here. And if it overlays exactly where they say Venus should be, you know it's straight away a planet, Venus. Tracking planets. But as you can see, you can track any planet there, where you can see it with your naked eye, or telescope is another thing. Let's go back to the list and have a better look at some of the other ones. That one we looked at before. What was it now? It was something passing over the edge of the house. What was it? A balloon or something? I can't remember now. It's on the last live anyway. What do we got here? We'll have a look at that in a minute. I'll just check on the side. The moon was too close. Yeah, optics can be fun. So we got this one here. What are we looking at? So can you see anything in that picture, guys? I suppose we better go and read out the description.
Me and wife Darlene were walking out of Walmart. We noticed the clouds there were pretty cool looking and the color was great, like Broncos orange. So I took 4 photos too with the lights I found later 6 days later trying to download no laptop, but the laptop was not working right, so I gave up. Then noticed the lights in the sky and was shocked to see these light in different spots within seconds.
Okay, so we got high mass light straight away can cause lens flare. And of course the image gets inverted because of the lens. So are we seeing that in the picture somewhere that he's talking about? Looks like there's another light up here that they're standing next to. High mass light. So I'm not sure what he means by UFOs, but I'm not seeing it. Yep, looks like 4 LED high mass lights here, which are going to cause little spots on the film. But I can't even see any of those. Apart from high mass lights. Now, let's see what other pictures he's got. It's amazing what gets submitted to MUFON. Alright, that's it. We just got one picture. That's just crazy. Well, another waste of time. What do you think on that one? Can you see something I can't? There are obviously high mass lights there. Some turned off, some turned on. Building tops. Yep, I can't see anything that's sticking out as a alien craft. Could it be that one in the middle there? That kind of looks like a dark cloud circular thing. And I think that's just part of the cloud, if that is, if that's what they're referring to. So yeah, waste of time one. Next one. Looks like a light in the sky. I think we looked at that one. Wasn't it International Space Station? So we'll move on to this one down here. Ocean Shores, Washington. So that's above Oregon. Looks like one of these LED things that we've looked at before. These kites you fly with the circular LED lights on it. Yeah. Something fishy there, isn't there? We got some daytime ones. Why are they super bright there? That's kind of weird. Was the light fading that quick? Again, that kind of looks like a reflection in a window. Or some sort of LED light. Looks like it's got a triangle pattern. Clearly LED lights though. Could it be a ceiling light? Could well be. We've got a similar light that looks like that. It's got a lot of LEDs and it hasn't got the usual cover over it, and you can see the individual LEDs in it. I think this one's a hoax one. So what did they say? Nothing, right? Why do one single line? Pink round donut with circles on it that look like lights. That's because it is LED light. So what do you think MUFON would do with that one? Biff it out as a hoax. Yep. Another waste of time. Okay, let's go into the next one. So there's got to be something better out here, surely. I think we looked at that one before. Looks like a balloon, doesn't it? And we got lens flare. Balloon shape, that's a hot air balloon. You can see the basket underneath it, but it's rotated around. Hot air balloon. There we go. Fairly obvious, and that's lens flare from the morning sun, probably, because they normally launch it before the sun rises and changes the air currents. So what did they say on this one?
I was in Charmed, Germany, on a Quarterfurstrasse between houses and watched a balloon. At first I thought it was a reflection of light, but it had two unusual movements. The object was green and round with a green glow. It made short, choppy movements.
Alright, so that's lens flare. There's the sun, that's lens flare. It's fairly obvious. Because if he's moving his camera around, it's like a... I've talked about it before, but it's like a layer of glass. It's reflecting back on to inner lenses. Comes in through one lens, and then it's got another lens, and then some of the light reflects back because it's so bright back onto the other lens, and it looks like another object, artificial object on the lens. So that's what lens flare is. Internal reflection, basically, through glass. So yeah, because he hasn't got a video of it, as soon as you're moving it around with a video, we'd know straight away that it's definitely lens flare. But yeah, common sense. I don't think there's any other pictures here. So we hadn't actually seen that one before, but yeah, there's a good picture of a balloon. Let's carry on. So you can see what sort of garbage that MUFON gets to look at. So what's this one here? Looks like some lights again. Explanation.
Ball of light hovering over our Aiden unit 2 nights in a row, size of a basketball. Comes in closer, then recedes back out and stays in place, just appearing to be watching.
So is it a fake or not? We got a video on this one, which might Right, download. So we've got a light in the sky. A regular light in the sky. Could be a balloon that's sort of deflated. LED balloon. And what else we got? I'm gonna have to zoom in. So we've got a lot of house lights. So it's a fair distance away then. So it's a bit hard to tell what it is. It could be a plane in the distance. Next photo. Where this sort of digital zoomed it, I think. So again, we're sort of getting that atmospherics there. Looks like a single bright light there, but that could be a landing light of a plane. Looks like it's been put through some sort of editing. What they've mucked around with, which I don't like. What's that one? Corrupted image. That one's not showing up at all. I think it must be a problem with the upload. So let's have a look at the video. Download. Why is it not coming up? MUFON database is really slow. How big is it? Not too big. 117 megabytes. Well, wait, that's coming down. What are people saying over here? Robert, we had some interesting stuff coming tomorrow. Yeah, Robert, what? I think it's about Tim, is it? The Tim article? And some other stuff. Susan's onto it. Yes, you gotta join Discord and share the links. But yeah, just get a Google Drive account. They give you 16 gig. You can temporarily upload in there if you run out of space. You can even buy more space if you want to pay, but 16 gig is pretty good for free. Then you can just share the links on Discord or our Facebook group. This is taking a bit longer to come down than I would have imagined. So according to my admin stats, we're up to 2201, but I don't think it's clocked over on the main stats. And they always seem to be like 5 subs different. Kind of stupid. Before, this used to be behind the other one, now it's in, before it used to be in front, now it's behind. Let's see how this works. It's going to be on the wrong screen. Sure is. Let me see if I can get it over.
I mean, that's incredibly close. Put it in the camera.
Filmed the wrong direction as well.
Now it's
out of focus. Go on, mate. Get it in focus. Yeah. Again, you'd have to run this through Plane Finder and Heavens Above apps. Like, these people never think of doing it. Doesn't seem to be doing much. Could even be Venus, you know. So having to do this post-production, right, makes it a lot harder. You got to use those online tools. You got to know which way they're looking, which we don't know. So a MUFON investigator would have to probably go and visit them, say where were they standing, take the directions and all that sort of stuff, which we never get information on videos.
Dude, look how, I mean, that's incredibly close. Look at it in the camera.
It's not close, it's far away.
And now it's
Out of focus again. Still could be a plane. Yeah, I don't want to spend my time running it through all the different apps just to prove that's not a plane and all that, because that's just going to take, how long we got? Probably going to take more than 30 minutes to do all that. Yeah, not an exciting video, is it, guys? So, yeah. We just ain't got enough information there to really analyze it. It's not an international space station because that would be moving through the sky. So what's the possibilities on this one? Well, it could be a planet like Venus. It could be a lead balloon, one of the big white ones. It could be a plane in the distance and we're just seeing the white spotlight on the front. UFO. If it was a UFO, why did they stop filming? They just film it until it disappeared or went below the horizon or something like that, right? You'd film it on and off. Like if it's hanging there for ages, it's more likely to be a planet. Well, what's Robert saying? Social. Okay. Yeah, people don't like to share. As Il from MUFON would say, he says he doesn't like to tell people that they're filming a balloon or a bird or stuff because it breaks their heart. they get, and some people get upset and they just don't accept it and just start abusing. But yeah, Il has been doing it for 10 years every month. But yeah, he talked about a couple of weekends ago now, wasn't it, about those sightings through credible people of TR-3Bs just hovering 40 foot long and all that, which was quite interesting. Shame they didn't get it on film, huh? Always the case. Too busy looking at it and not filming it. So yeah, what else we got here that's not just stupid lights in the sky? Do I dare look at this one? Looks like another evening shot. Okay, so what do we got? Looks like it's on a slope for starters. Lens flare from the buildings. Again, it's on a slope here. So he's on a balcony of some sort. And the sun's going down. But yeah, I don't see much in that. Apart from a strange whispery cloud. And of course that light there, which looks like lens flare. So another useless one. Let's see. Probably from those bright lights on the building at the top there. Now what's he say? quite a long description for just that silly little light, but anyway. Come on.
Wednesday, 2/19/2020, the whole sighting was under 10 seconds. I work on the penthouse floor of our building in Midtown Manhattan. I see the Manhattan skyline out my office window. I had just arrived at work around 8:50 a.m. While speaking to a co-worker, I noticed a bright white oval shape appear next to a building in the distance through the window behind her. I thought it was a cloud at first. I was facing in the general direction of NJ. I expected to see more of the cloud appear from behind the building, but it didn't. The object was fuzzy like a cloud, but a perfect oval tilted forward. It was bright white. As fast as I could say what the heck is that, it flew straight across behind the buildings, perfectly parallel with the ground. It flew towards the East River. The Empire State Building and other buildings are taller than where I was, so I lost sight of it. It traveled too fast to get to a better vantage point to see where it went. I often see planes and helicopters outside. They move much slower and generally at an angle. Planes and helicopters are easily identifiable. This object was much larger and faster and moved perfectly horizontal. It did not appear to have hard edges or a reflective surface. I was shocked and jokingly said I think I just saw a UFO, although I believe I really did. I digitally added what I saw to a photo I took a while back to illustrate what I saw. I am hoping someone else saw this and maybe got an actual photo video.
Okay, so it's been modified. There's the clue. So it's been edited. Well, that changes it all then, doesn't it? I was thinking maybe it could have been the puff of smoke from an explosion. Because transformer explosions make a big white puffy cloud and just across the sky. But yeah. Looks like it's a story with no actual photograph. It's a bit of a shame. Thanks for taking the time and illustrate. Yeah, okay. But yeah, there's not much you can do with that one. It's just a story. So what's people saying down the side here? The chat box is limited unless you're a moderator. Moderators can post links, but that's what the Discord group's for. It's for chatting and sharing information, and that allows you to post 2,000 character comments there, and also links, and you can even upload pictures. And the Facebook group is another way to do it, but you're still going to, if it's a video, you're still going to have to upload it to a Dropbox, Google Drive, and then you can then share the link, and then you can just post it whatever you want. You can post it in the side, like even. I don't think it's too long. Should be able to fit under the 128 characters that's limited here. Who should stay away? You don't like aliens coming to visit you. I'm more scared about the paranormal stuff, not the aliens. The aliens didn't seem to be too scary to me in my dream, but the crazy entity that was attacking me and jumping on my bed was far more scary, because you could feel the weight of the thing standing there on the bed. But yeah, hard to film it though. It's hard to document it. So because you haven't got the extra sensors that you have when like you got the feeling, but you can't actually translate the feeling of weight to a camera. Plus, I didn't have the camera at the time, but now I got the camera. The thing won't show up. But then, will I be able to get it good enough on camera? I don't know if I can, unless I see the footprints moving on the bed. Kind of creepy, but yeah. Perhaps I could send it to Susan. Go and visit Susan, she'll capture it on film. He's got decent cameras out there. He's got some, what do you call it, full spectrum cameras out there. Perhaps I could send the entity your way. I need to get some more gear, really. I got stuff all. I think even Robert's got a better camera than I've got. Mine's only an early 1999 one, early digital camera, and it cost me $1,500 then. And it was top of the line. And it only did 4:3 as well. 3 megapixels, which is laughable now. So yeah, so we have to look for something else again. What's that one there? Looks like fireworks. Oh, I'm going to have to wrap up soon, aren't I? Oh, looks like it's a video. What is it? Oh right, it's rotated around. So we've got some lights in the sky again. Almost looks like ceiling lights again, doesn't it? Be these two things here. I can see a reflection. See that reflection? Looks like a window there. So what are we looking at here? Looks like from a space station, or is it from an airplane or something? Don't tell me it's that footage that GUFON put up where they're filming through a window. Was it GUFON? Who else would have done it? Third Phase of the Moon, maybe? It might have been Third Phase of the Moon. But he is working with them. So what is he saying here? Quite a long one again. But it looks like a cut and paste job. See, it's got funny characters here. Someone's created a fake report here, for sure. Some NASA footage they've got from the web.
I am on a flight 2409 from Ordupa. After breaking through the clouds south of Chicago, I looked through my window to the west. There was a brilliant white light above the cloud and near the top of my window. Even though it was dark out, I could see the clouds below me and used this to gauge the height of the light on the horizon. The light was near the top of my window and I swore I saw the light drop suddenly and then rise, repeating the change in elevation. I kept thinking it was an aircraft flying towards us. However, I could see other aircraft flying outside of my window, and this had to be the brightest thing in the sky, while the other airlines were dim and rapidly moving across the sky. While passing over Owensboro, I finally asked the stewardess if she could ask the captain, Cat Smith, if he could identify the bright white light on the right side of the plane. She left to ask the captain and came back and reported that the captain did not know what the light was but suggested it could be an airport indicator light. BC, we were flying over Owensboro. I took photos and videos of the light, and it was clearly the most visible light in my night sky. I logged onto the internet and searched for planets that are able to be seen in the night sky. Several websites said that Venus is very bright, and I convinced myself that it was just a planet. I started watching a movie, and then as we were passing Auburn, I looked out the window and saw that the light was greatly diminished and nearer the right side of the road window. I also observed 2 aircraft flying above the elevation of the light. I went back and zoomed in on the in-flight map and looked back outside the window and the light was completely gone. I could only think that this was another airline pacing ours to the west and much higher in elevation, but again in comparison to the other aircraft that I could see, this was like someone was pointing a flashlight right at my window from a distance. Very, very bright, especially compared to the other aircraft I could observe. I saw the light on our flight path from just south of Chicago all the way to just outside of Birmingham hour before the light started to diminish. It was odd that the captain of the flight had no idea what the flight was. The light rose in elevation and dropped in elevation quite rapidly and most often returned back to the same point on my window near the top. I am sitting in seat 8F on the right side of the plane.
I think he zoomed in and out there though, didn't he? So we've got no constant film in here. Distant plane, helicopter, drone, pretty crappy. So it's distant, so distant now. Then he's moving it around. See the plane engine or something there. Still looks like it could be a reflection on the other on the window itself. And then he zoomed out and in and out there. If that was like a UFO and it was actually coming close at that speed and flying around, then we could say, that's not an aircraft. Not a spotlight. Not Venus. Another difficult one, you know. So we don't know what flight it is. You'd have to run that through flight radar 24 to see what other planes or other sight. It's probably just another plane. Let's see. Where's one where it's not zoomed in so much? About there, isn't it? So we get screen grab of that. Where is it? That was not it. DLC, yeah, there it is. Yeah, so I think it's going to be portrait rather than landscape. I think it's around the wrong way, but we'll see if we can enhance it. It might be landscape because city lights below. So straight away we can see reflections. See a reflection on the window. Haven't got much colour change there though. Got blues, some reds, blacks. Okay. City lights, reflection. And we're seeing stars, is it? Or stuff on the window. But you don't see that in the original picture unless you colour swap it. So we've got all these little red marks all over the place. And this thing up here. So we're going to have to zoom into that. And zoom it in so we can see. And there we go. So it's a regular shape straight away, and it's going through cloud cover, most of it, because it's hazy. So we need to keep zooming it in. But yeah, we'll come back to this one. What are you doing? Why is it not working? That'll do. So what are we looking at? That's a good question. Doesn't look like a UFO, does it? But it looks like it has a triangle shape going on. Starting to get a bit slow now. So that's making it brighter. Want to dim it down. Looks like it's that pixel borders there. Kind of has a plain shape to it, doesn't it? I reckon that's another plane. Doesn't look like a solid thing. You know, you can see it's emitting a lot of light into the cloud here. Looks like it's like 1, 2, 3 light sources. I think it's a plane that's sort of coming into land. That plane that's flying this way. I'll draw it on. Okay, some lines. So choose different color. That'll do. Looks like I can see a line going this way. It's not showing up very well, is it? Because I expanded the picture too big, I think. It's going to clog my computer down. Oh, 125, it's only a thin line. Well, that's a fat line, 600. I must have mistyped it, but it looks like a line going that way. It looks like possibly a line, some sort going that way. A line going that way. So yeah, is it like a plane in a holding pattern near the airport that's flying around? That could explain it. Looks too much light to be a TR3B. Let's run the filters on this one. Looks like it's got 3 bright white light sources inside the circle there. Yeah, you've got that triangle shape still happening there. Okay, so rest of it could be reflection on the window coming through the double layers, which doesn't help. But yeah, there's not much we can sort of pull from that one. Now let's see, zoomed in a bit further. We'll see if more details pop out. So it looks like a plane coming down that direction towards the city. But he said it was moving around. But then you got to take into account atmospherics. Atmospherics is going to cause that to bend and move all over the place. And we can see it's through a lot of cloud cover there because of the haziness around the light sources. So it's going to bend the light all over the place. So where is... This is where you need... So it's quite interesting there too. Is it like a hoax video? we get the clip of the engine there with a light on the wing, leading wing edge here. Looks very similar to that light there, you see. So it could be a hoax as well. Cropping the engine just out of range there. Two lights on the wing. Looks like the green lights and maybe a white light further in. The angle sort of lines up there a bit. See, it looks like a reflection of that. Yeah, mate, zoom it and try and keep it in focus. She keeps moving around. So let's grab that one. That one there. Oh, my arm's going to sleep here. Coming up to 3 hours already. Like I said, these take a long time to look at. So let's have a closer look at this one. This is really zoomed in a wee bit. New image. No wonder I can't type. I got numbness in my fingertips. Okay, because I slid off the bed. Alright, so you can see again, it's going through cloud cover. That's very whispery. And it's overexposed. That one kind of looks like a flying saucer though. Okay. It kind of looks like it could be an object inside of it, inside the light. Kind of looks like it could be a balloon though, because it's not symmetrical. Let's just try. Could be an object inside here, but it's hard to tell. Because of the way it fades in here, it doesn't look like it's a solid object. It looks like it's mostly light source. Let's have a look at that one. So we try to cut the light down a wee bit. It still looks, it's not looking like a flying saucer there, you see. Looks like there's some bright lights. Still think it's a plane. That's a sort of problem with pixel level. It sort of got clipped a wee bit. Yeah, it looks like a plane, I think. Not enough information in this picture to go on. I suppose we could try and put it through flight radar, see if we can see any planes out that side of it. So we can make it look more like a flying saucer with all the filters, right? But that's not the real shape of it. It's changing some of the whites into blacks. So you can see here, it's going through layers of cloud. I actually clicked off it, but it looks like 3 lights which you get on a plane anyway. That's my gut feeling on that one. So and it's going through some thick cloud layer, obviously. So it's going to go through ice crystals, which is going to make it bend the light, move around with the movement of the clouds as well. Where's all the good photos that we used to get in the 1950s of the classic flying Mexican hat? That's the ones we want nowadays to look at. So yeah, can we put it through Plane Finder quickly? I don't know. Let's see. 17th. Maybe that was when the planet alignment was going to happen. Maybe I brought up that article before. Could it be something to do with that at the time? Remember the pilot? He said the pilot said it could be Venus. Maybe the article I haven't got it open anymore. With the planet alignment. That's in the date where that happened. I bet you that's probably the damn Venus. Not swamp gas, Venus through cloud cover, through atmospherics, so it looks like it's moving. I bet you that's what it is. Yeah, it's the right date and everything. 16th to the 17th. And of course you're going to see the brightest object. And of course it was three in a row. 3 in a row. 3 light sources in a row. Could well be, but would that be that close together? Don't know. It's interesting. There's a possibility. Plane Finder. So that's whereabouts are we? Kentucky. There we go. There's always a lot of plane traffic there. I think the computer's going to clug, so I'm going to close down this program. Make sure I've got the right one. Don't save. Why is it taking so long to come up? A weekend, internet slows down, right? So we need to head off to America. Oh, lots of planes. That's currently in the sky at the moment. Flying at night time. And New Zealand is the sun's moving. We're coming into darkness soon over here. But yeah, look at that. That's just crazy. No wonder the norovirus would spread quite easily. Oh, look at that. So Kentucky there. And you can see there's quite a few planes all over America. right now. Why is it not updated the names though? Come on. It's going too damn slow, guys. Okay, it's finally changed. So whereabouts are we? Owensboro. It's right near River Edge. So I'll see if I can find it. It's quite a lot of rivers and lakes. And once we got the right location, we can do playback function on it. It's just going too slow. And what other clues have we got? Man's Valley. I think I know where that is. Man's Valley or Val. Come on. Oh, there's Maysville. My voice is going. Shame I can't click on the link, take us straight to the location on this program, because that would be really handy. Half the time is trying to find the city that's flying right over at the time. Of course, we don't know if it's really over that location either. The pilot would have to confirm that, wouldn't it? We need a flight number. So yeah, probably wasting our time. Be somewhere over Kentucky, if anything. What's that do? I think the internet's definitely going slow. It looks like it's looking for other cases in the same area. It doesn't help us. I think I'm going to have to put it in Google Maps and then try and match it. My voice is tickly. So if we do it here, we can zoom out and then give us a rough idea. It's right on the river bend, if we can find the river bend. Lewis, Evansville. What else did we have? Hatford. I'm gonna have to cough. Lexington we got there. Probably people are screaming at me, go left, go right. That toggle won't go away, guys. I'm going to probably have to kill it. Okay. That looks like it's in the right location there. And there's that river bend, is it? And there's a lot of river bends. Clarksville, what else read from this? How far, of course, are we? There's Lixid, there it is. So we've got to go left diagonal. So we've got to go down here somewhere. I would have thought it was here. Ah, come on, it's going too slow. Yep. That's what I tell you, this is tedious work. Especially if you don't know the region. All the guy had to do was take a map of this screen snapshot of a flight radar at the time, probably, well, after he landed. But would you better get smartphone internet to allow it now in the sky? Because then you could use the app and you could just, it would have the position of the flight and everything. It would be really cool. Yeah, you can see it's not drawing it. So I'm going to have to abandon this, unfortunately. Don't know if it's the website that's having the problem. But yeah, that's not good, is it? That's worse than Google. Ah, finally. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Found it. Owen's Boro. Yeah, we got the right location, but is it going to work for us? Yeah, I'm going to have to get going. We've got 15 minutes. Come on. We're over the right place now, but I don't think we're gonna. I don't think he's. Yeah, I think he's guessing the location. So yeah, it would be interesting to see though how many planes are at the time. So we got to do a conversion to UTC time. So what's the time zone? Kentucky. So Kentucky. UTC. And -5. Central time, Eastern time. Well, that makes it a bit more confusing because there's an hour difference. What's that mean? Middle of America? yes, it makes it a bit more complicated. Kentucky's in 2 different time zones. Is that what it's saying? Daylight savings. So yeah, get a bit more complicated now. So what was the timestamp in it? 7:30 at night. Let's see. 7. Was it at night or morning? 12 plus 12. Right, 7:30 p.m. to UTC. Oh. Okay, there you go. Saying Saturday is actually negative 5 hours. Does it work out 5 hours? Let's have a look. Well, 5 hours. I thought it said minus 5 hours. That's plus 5 hours, isn't it? Plus 5 hours puts it to the next day. Has multiple time zones. Hooray, just what we wanted. So yeah, that's plus or minus an hour, which is damn. So we need to plug it into here. Where is it? Playback function. Let's see. 17th. So it's 7, so it's going to be the 18th, just after midnight. So it should be 18th. 30. 20. That will do. Okay, let's see what we got. Because we've got the line in the way. So, is there any planes in that region? It normally tells us up here. How many does it say? 4 now. Oh, right, they're really small. Is it? Can't see them. Oh, here we go. One's swimming through there. It's 26 past. I reckon it's 11 on the screen, but it's not 11. Oh, here we go. Another one. I don't think this is working right. There should be more on the screen. Should be 5 on the screen, but I can't see 5. $11 on the screen now. Doesn't make any sense. I'll just get out of that soon. It's definitely 1 at pass, but where? Must be an airport where they landed there, I'd say. Oh, where did that one disappear to? That suddenly disappeared. Must be airport here. That's the airport here. These dots. Wait. It's not doing it right though. I don't think it's running fast enough. Waste of time, I think, today. I have to do this one offline. But I just tried to show you anyway. It's quite complex. So it reckons there should be 11 on the screen there, but it's just not running fast. Never had this problem before though. I reckon they got a bug. Have I zoomed in too much maybe? No. I think I scaled down the font, so maybe that's a problem. Put it up to 80 maybe. Oh, that's even worse. So that bar should be at the bottom. Yeah, it's just not filling in the screen. Oh, not much we can do. We're gonna have to kick it in the guts. See, we can now see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it should say 11 there. Why aren't they moving? I haven't paused it. So there's the airport here, airport there, airport there. So it's flying till the airport there. It's got to be another plane flying around in holding pattern, I'd say. What time is it now? 1 hour past the time. Let's start it again. $20 past. Where's the planes though? They reckon there's 10 on the screen. I say bullcrap. Might have to contact them about this since we scaled up the font that's not working properly. Not that they would listen. People don't think about people with eye problems. Does that move around here? No. Doesn't have a grab point, does it? Can close it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to contact them, I think. See if I can hear back from them. Anyway, yeah, I think it's a plane in the distance heading towards that airport. I think the ones we saw moving around the screen were actually in the air, and those other ones that said there were 11 were actually on the ground at the airport moving around. But because it wasn't shown on the map, made it really impossible. We got this other one here called Flight Tracker. Plane finder, I mean, if it still works. Which they call Flight Tracker. Just make it a bit more complicated. And you can see this one's scaled up too. And the maps are not very good either. Yeah, it's in Australia at the moment. And the only problem with this one, we can only go back 7 days. So 7, it still might be in reach. 17th. But we ain't gonna muck around with it. So yeah, I'll wrap it up there, guys. I don't think there was any other good pictures here. Gone over 3 hours already. The internet's crawling for some reason. It's not normally this bad. That's just terrible. It could be my VPN that I'm passing it through, actually. It's more likely someone started downloading TV shows from New Zealand. I'll just switch it to my second proxy in New Zealand. Has that sped it up? Not really. I think we're just overloaded right now. It's that time in the evening. So yeah, we'll look at more of them next time, I guess. And I'll contact those guys, see if they... Well, we'll probably have to try it offline without the stream and see if it improves. But yeah, Roberts is tomorrow. In fact, it's what? I'm probably going to have to schedule Roberts tomorrow. I have to find out what he's doing. 12. I don't think he's posted, has he? Robert, are you still there? You need to post what you're going to do for tomorrow so I can actually set up a thumbnail and all that. What was I going to do? Close down, or no? I'll catch him on Facebook probably, but anyway, I think he's probably gone to bed, is he? Oh well, thanks for joining us, guys. I think we had a fair few watching tonight, at least 8 or 7 watching constantly. It's getting better, more people join us. I'm just going to wind down now because I've got to have dinner and stuff. It's a bit of a shame that it slowed down there though, sort of ruined it. But it is what it is, you know. Okay, good night. Take care on the roads, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with Roberts. Good night. Like and share. And comment and join our YouTube groups on Discord and Facebook. Oh, what's happened to the sound? Hello? It's all distorted. I hope my voice hasn't been distorted. What the hell's going on here? Sounds right now. Weird. Something weird going on today. Good show, thanks. I'm assuming the audio was alright your end. Mine, it was all distorting. The Men in Black again. Yeah, we always seem to have little problems occasionally. Good night, guys.